Brit Hume, who joins me here in studio. Your instant reaction to this supposed Washington Post bombshell?
Well, it's interesting, James. It's an interesting story. There may be something to it, but remember, it is based entirely on anonymous sources. It is clear that something was said to the Russians from the White House's reaction so far that conceivably could have tipped the Russians off as to where we got this information, which may have offended our intelligence partner, but by no means that sensitive sources and methods have been disclosed here, and they aren't our sources and methods anyway, except for the fact that this is one of our partners. So how big a story this will turn out to be, I think, remains to be seen. We'll need to know more about the nature of the intelligence itself. We'll need to know what the country it is, and so on. So I think it's very well worth waiting and seeing on this one in particular.
To return to the issue that dominated the Beltway today, which were these calls, chiefly from Democrats, for a special prosecutor in the Russia probe, do you see this going anywhere?
Well, it would be nice, wouldn't it, James, if we knew exactly what crime it is that this special prosecutor would be intended to investigate.
And prosecute.
And presumably then prosecute. And I've never seen a situation before when there were calls for an independent counsel or calls for a special prosecutor when no one could identify yet a single crime which would be the subject of the investigation. Now, there has been, to be sure, one crime that we know of committed in this Russia case, and that is the revealing of the unmasking of Mike Flynn's name
and the leaking of the data
and the leaking of that information. That is a crime. There has so far been no enthusiasm from those who are calling for a special prosecutor on the Russia matter for investigating that piece of it, though it is so far the only crime. Now, you hear talk of collusion, but collusion itself would not be, as far as I can tell, a crime. So I think that what we need first is crime first, investigation next, and prosecution maybe someday. Maybe not.
Yeah, like a good old episode of Columbo where it starts out with a crime that everyone can see has been committed.
Right.
There are about 41, I think, Senate Democrats who are either calling for a special counsel or for a special commission, an independent commission of some kind. If you do the math, that leaves 0 Senate Democrats who still believe that the Department of Justice is capable of handling this probe on its own. We only have about 15 seconds, Britt. What do you think happens next?
Well, they may try to use that to hold up confirmation of whomever is named, whomever Mr. Trump names to be the FBI chief. But remember, the filibuster is not available to them on that, so it's not at all clear they can do that for very long. It'll make a lot of noise, but I'm not sure politically it's a wise thing to do either. If you want the investigation to go forward, you should want there to be an FBI chief.
All right, Brit Hume, our senior political analyst, who has seen not just one special prosecutor, but seen them all. Brit, thank you very much.